Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I took a few weeks break a little bit. I did post like some stuff here and there, but I've been planning some videos and some content. And this is one of the videos that I am working on currently because I want to make sure it's good, and that I make sure that I portray, that I say like my story right. And obviously, I'm gonna miss some things because I'm a human being, but I also just want to make sure that I say the details of what I was going through during those moments. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, then you wouldn't know. But I do have, basically, I'm going to read some of the posts that I wrote, and then we'll kind of chat about it after a little bit. So I'm gonna read the post, and if at all during this post you have any questions or things that you're like unsure about, put them in the comments, and maybe I will make a Q&A video where we can talk about it together, or I can do a live or something and we can talk about it and have an open conversation about it. Because like I said, I don't know everything either, but I feel like it's really important that, we talk and share our stories as a whole community, as every single person should, because that's how we learn from things and that's how we're going to help each other out in the future. So I'm going to read what I wrote, and let me know what you guys think. And yeah. So as a new mom, I've learned many lessons in a little time. Even before being pregnant, I learned a lot along the way. I want to share my story about becoming a mom, during pregnancy and before and after. I feel as a culture, we don't talk a lot about afterbirth, but never during the process that gets you there. So, like the 9 months of pregnancy. So, everyone's experience is completely different. Yes, some have it really rough, some have it easy, or so they make it seem, and some are in between. Mine went from being in between to rough really quickly. Going through pregnancy will know they aren't alone. That it's normal to have feelings and thoughts. So I'm planning on making a video series talking about my experiences throughout the trimesters, which I want them to be informative and also understanding that we all go through different stages and that everyone's situation is unique to them too. I just want to make sure like that's clear because my situation is unique to me. And your situation or potential situation, or maybe not, a friend or a family member situation was unique to them. In sharing, I hope to spread awareness, and I hope that it helps others share their stories as well. I really, maybe someday, like I want to host a podcast or a place for people to share their stories about anything and everything. But for now, I want to share this part of myself. I do want to say that yes, we do hear stories from people around us or family members that went through pregnancy. But in my case, it was, you'll understand when you're going through it. And someone just gave me the like what to expecting when you're expecting book. And when all I personally wanted was just to have a conversation, like sit down with me and just talk to me a little bit about like what's happening and like what's going on, right? Like sometimes you just need like a conversation, like how sometimes you just need like a girl chat to talk to your girls, or sometimes you just need like your guy friend, which in case that my case is my husband, you just need a conversation, or sometimes you just need a conversation with your boss to make things better, or for work situations, right? Or sometimes you just need a conversation with a person to settle things. And that's all I wanted. That's all I needed at that point in my life. But I didn't get that. So that's why I say like it went from okay-ish to different, because I was expecting something completely different, because when someone told me something completely different than the thing, and I set an expectation, which I shouldn't have, but I did, because at the end of the day, we are all humans, and we're all like perfect humans, that makes sense. And it just didn't work out that way. Or family members that went through pregnancy. What was this going to look like before baby? Yes, there are answers if you look deep enough, but what if you don't have those resources or people? What then? What if people aren't willing to? What then? Your doctor isn't on call 24/7. Wish, but that's not the case. They have their own lives, right? People who went through it only give you tidbits of information and advice. It's hard when you're not in it, yes, but it's hard when you're in it and have no knowledge of the situation or feel like you have no one to turn to at times. Because I'll be completely honest, I had some knowledge, yes, because I've had the career I'm in, but also the people that I surrounded myself with at that time. A lot of them were moms, and a lot of them talked about it with me throughout my entire life, and people have always called me the mom friend of the group. So I had some experience, and I also worked with kids, but it is completely different when you're going through pregnancy, because everybody always talked to me about after baby and tidbits about pregnancy. So I did have some knowledge, and obviously knowledge from my doctors and peers, but it wasn't enough. And when I say it wasn't enough, it wasn't the understanding of the experience that you go through with family members, with friends, with telling people, with trying to think what else, like with your mental health, because people talk about their mental health, but we don't really dive deep into it, because sometimes we're still not over situations, and sometimes it still feels like you feel those raw emotions that you felt in those moments. And that's really hard to be vulnerable about that. But I'm willing to do that if it's going to help somebody else. So here are a few things. My goal is to help other moms, guardians, and parents to be, so they understand what the pregnant person is feeling and going through. I think it's important to understand what a beautiful, complex, and wonderful and unique situation it is. So maybe as an individuals, we can all make this world a better and more enjoyable place for everyone. And no matter what's happening in the world, like, everyone has a unique way of doing things and going through things. Here are some disclaimers before I share my story. There will be many different perspectives on this, but again, this is my story and from my point of view. I went through many different phases during my 9 months of pregnancy, some good and some bad. I wouldn't change it for the world, no matter what I speak about. I love being a mom, and my journey was unique and trying at times. But like everyone says, this saying here and there, I wouldn't change it for the world, because I wouldn't have my sweet boy, And I will be talking a lot about my mental health and state at that time, relationships with people in my life, living situations, and more. Know that now I'm healed from my trauma and that I will continue to work on myself to be better for those that surround me and just me. So that is kind of what I wrote, the gist of it, and I added a few little stuff in there. But I just want people to know that it's okay. At the end of the day, you know, we all have our path in life, and what we do with our path in life is what makes us a better person. And you know, I am not saying I'm the perfect model person because I've made mistakes, but it's what you do with that, and it's what you show people and how you learn from that. And I'm learning by expressing gratitude every day and giving myself some grace, because damn, that's what I need. And just a little bit of love, just a little bit of love. So I'm trying to spread that to people because I feel like a lot has changed in the past while, and also social media is so different now from when I was growing up. And I feel like there is a lot of moms out there, and there is a lot of there's more support out there for moms. There's more support in for people in general when they are becoming a family. But it's sometimes we're just missing a little key ingredient to help us through those situations and those times in our lives. And I feel like there's that gap of information that we need to fill those moments to make something better. And that's basically what I want to try to do, is just fill in that gap for things that we need to make better. Not just with this, but with other things. But this is a start. This is my start. So I hope you guys like this part. And I just wanted to lay out a few disclaimers and stuff. So I know this video was a little bit heavy. And I'm going to try to release the parts of the specifically this type of content on Mondays. So it might be heavy for a Monday, but a Monday is a truth day for me. So I am going to leave that at that because I feel like this video is super long now. And I hope you guys like it, and comment down below if you have anything you want to share or any thoughts that you had during the video that you want to talk about. Or you can send me a DM on Instagram, and I can read it privately, and I won't share it because I know sometimes you don't want other people to see. But sometimes people just need a voice, and it's hard to find your own voice. And if I can be that voice for other moms out there, or other pregnant people out there that couldn't or didn't feel comfortable or anything, that couldn't share their story for whatever reason, I just want to share that. So thanks guys for listening and watching. I will be back next week with another video.